Hey guys, this is Miss Huss today. So we are going to work on customary length this week. You're going to have two videos instead of one, so this is the first video. So what I mean about customary length, it's called inches, foot, yards, and miles. So when we think of an inch, it's pretty small, and we would write inch, I-N. Foot is written as FT, but I also want you to think of foot as feet. So if it's more than one, it's called feet. A foot is just one, okay? Yard is YD. And then we have mile, and mile is written MI, okay? All right, let's keep on going. So the first one we have is an inch. So if you remember back in the classroom long ago, you saw me using a lot of paper clips. A paper clip is about an inch. But I know that you don't have a paper clip right now, or at least I don't. So I want you to think of your thumb as an inch, okay? All right. This is an inch. We start at the beginning and we go to the big line with a 1. Now, we can use our thumb right here to say that's an estimate to an inch. So if I get my thumb out and I put it down, that is about 1 inch, okay? So remember, your thumb from the top to that little crease down there, that is 1 inch. All right, so let's measure something with my thumb. All right, I got my phone here. All right, so we're going to measure it long ways with my thumb. One of the things when we're measuring, we want to make sure we put our finger at where we stop so we can begin again. So here it is. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So my phone going long ways, it is about 6 inches. Now we could say that is about because we don't have the proper tools to measure out what it is. But you know what? I'm curious. Let's see how tall my phone is. So I'm going to get my magic ruler, starting off. I was so close to 6 inches. Yay! So estimating works. All right. Now the foot. Remember, if it's 1, it's called a foot. If it's more than 1, it's called feet. Okay? So when you think about a foot, you remember your notebooks or even a piece of paper, the long ways, this way right here, that is called a foot. But some of you may not have that. So I'm going to show you a different way. All right, the next one we're going to do is feet using our body. So a foot is from the beginning to 12, okay? 12 inches equals 1 foot. You'll need to know that later in life, okay? But a way to measure our foot is to measure our crease of our elbow all the way. If we put it in like a fist, we put it down, that is about a foot. All right, the next one is a yard. I want you to look at your door that you go inside and outside with. Usually you call that the front door. The length of it, the length of it going this way is 1 yard, okay? And I am going to show you a different way. I'm also going to show you my front door to help you out to see that. Okay? All right, so the next one is a yard. A yard is like this. smaller than a yard. Can y'all believe that? Because I'm short, guys. But a yard's like this. I told you we can measure our door. And take you over to my door. Door. There it is. Right there. And here I am. It is about 1 yard. That's my front door. From the start to the finish is 1 yard. Woohoo! The next one is a mile. So a mile is going around this track, not 1 time, not 2 times, not 3 times, but 4 times. 4 laps equals 1 mile. So with Mr. Bernal, you have to run 1 mile. I want to say twice a year, maybe more, y'all can correct me, but you run 1 mile for 4 laps in gym, okay? If you were on Girls on the Run, you also worked on running a mile, all right? So let's keep on going. Now we're going to do a sort. So after we have worked with this, we're going to do a sort on our inches, foot, yards, and mile, and we have to decide which one is which. Okay? So a mountain. Would that be an inch, a foot, a yard, or a mile? When I think of a mountain, it's pretty big, and it makes my ears pop. I don't know about you, but that is a mile. You would want to calculate that in miles because how far you have to go up on it, okay? What about your house key? Your house key. Let's see, that little key that goes into a door, would that be close to an inch, a foot, a yard, or a mile? I would say a key would be an inch because it's so small to go in that little hole, right? The pencil, a pencil, an inch, a foot, a yard, a mile. I would also go with pencil for an inch too. And then the pencil eraser, I would say it's an inch, but I would even say it's smaller than that. What about the 3rd and 4th grade hallway? Well, I know for a fact it's not a mile because it does not take that long to go from 3rd grade to a 4th grade hallway. It could go a yard. It's more than a yard for sure because I'm looking at my door right now and saying, that has to be bigger than a yard. So if I had to pick between yard and mile, I would definitely go with yards, okay? Computer screen. How would you measure your computer screen? Would you measure it in yards? No, I think that's too big. Would you measure it in feet? I don't know. Or would you measure in inches? I think I would do a foot because looking at the length of that going long ways, I see my computer screen as being a foot. Oh, or math notebooks. This kind of gives it away. There's a notebook by the feet, so I think math notebooks go here. A post-it note. A post-it note I think would go by inches. The next 2, I want you to decide on your own and tell somebody in your house which one you think should go where. If you said quarter going with an inch, I would agree. And if you said a lunchbox, I would go with either a foot or an inch. So I'm going to put it in the middle here because either one I think is okay. All right, let's do a problem that you're going to do by yourself. So it says measure how long your laptop is to the nearest inch. Explain how you measured. So what I want you to do is I want you to pause this video and I want you to measure going long ways with that, okay? Remember, we're going to use our fingers as an inch. I'm going to show you what mine is in a minute, okay? All right, have fun measuring. Right, now we're going to measure my computer. Your computer is going to be a little bit different, but you can see how I'm measuring, so you can measure yours, okay? So let's start it off. I'm going to start right here, starting at the top of it, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's a little bit hanging off. So we're going to say it's about 10 inches. Yes. And I bet you, oh, it's not yet a foot though. So that's interesting. I wonder what yours is. Now, I measured this using my thumb because that is a good estimate, and I made sure I didn't skip space in between because that's really important. I hope you have done your Chromebook as well. All right, so we also have a word problem. Greg wants to measure how tall his sister, his 2-year-old sister, is. Does that tell me any information right now? No, all we know is this is probably Greg, and this is his 2-year-old sister. Greg is twice as tall as his sister. So we know that Greg is times 2 as his sister. And we know that Greg is 4 feet tall. How tall is his sister? All right. So we know that Greg is 4 feet. He's twice as tall as his sister, and his sister's 2-year-old. Does that matter? No, it doesn't really. So let's figure out how tall his sister is. So we could write a statement. Sister would go in the blank, the height of his sister. And we know he's times 2, so times 2 equals how tall Greg is. How tall is Greg? He's 4 feet. Blank times 2 equals 4. What goes in the blank? See if you can figure it out. Well, I also know 4 divided by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So does it make sense 2 times 2 equals 4 feet? Yes, it does. So his sister is 2. All right, so we have to talk about this. We don't just say 2 because we think she's 2 years old, which is true, but it doesn't help us in this situation. His sister is 2, is it inches? Is it feet? Is it yards? Or is it miles? Well, all throughout this problem, we've been talking about feet, so it makes sense for this to be feet. His sister is 2 feet tall. And that is correct. All right, guys, remember this is your first video. You have another video to watch, but you have an activity to do first. Bye, guys.